Hello, everybody. My name is Tucker, and welcome back to our Russian Fishing for Spin Fishing series. Today, just getting started out, as you can hear by that first cast. That kicks off our happy hours, so you'll get to see a full hour today. Again, it's December 23rd, so it's just before Christmas, and every year around Christmas time, the game does a special fair, and usually as kind of a reward they give out happy hour for an hour to everyone. So I do not have premium, I only have the free happy hour that's going on. And if you don't know what happy hour is, it gives you bonus XP when fishing and bonus chance for skill ups, so better chance to upgrade our spin fishing, or if you're doing lure making or ground bait making, gives you a better chance to level those skills up. So anything under the menu gives you a better chance to upgrade any of these. And then usually between Christmas and New Year's, I think it is, they do a place over at Mosquito that you can float fish for gifts. So we will probably take advantage of that. I don't know if I'll do a full episode on it or just kind of a special. Catch what I can, we'll see. But nice little perch there to start the day. Well, not to start the day because we already caught something else, but got a small Vendace too. And decent fish on both rods. So they did fix it. I'll say fix it. So far today, the servers have seemed pretty reliable from what I've seen. And they have updated it so that your friction brake settings retain between sessions. So usually it would set it back to 16. Today it's set at 22. And also your retrieval speed settings will retain between sessions. That's one thing I would always have to do starting out, is set my friction brake back up to 20 or so and set my retrieval speed to 50. And I would usually forget to set the retrieval speed, to be honest. So today's goal is mainly let's get as much silver as we can. We're still a couple hundred away from being able to afford an HSV and reel line, all of that. Or sorry, an HSV for the reel and a new rod in the line for it. It's a bit late. It's about 8 o'clock my time, so got to get this recorded, got to get the float fishing episode recorded. Wrapped up that 4-letter W word for the year today. This is a good rainbow. 245 rainbow, 18,000 experience points. Nice fish, and I hit S instead of J. Or instead of... I don't know why I hit S. I hit S instead of A is what I was trying to say. My brain is not wanting to work with me. Wrapped up that 4-letter W word for the year today. And then because of the snowstorm and all, and the really cold weather, we were barely above, or we didn't even get above single digits today, and all the snow on the ground. My dog has a little bit of cabin fever. It's the longest we haven't been able to go for a WALK since I got him, so took him for a sleigh ride in the truck around town just to get him out of the house for a little bit, and he's calmed down quite a bit because of that. So I don't blame him. He's a high energy breed, and being cooped up in the house hasn't been fun. Luckily, we're supposed to get back into, I'm not going to say above freezing this weekend, but supposed to get at least to double digits, and then a week from today we're supposed to be in the 50s and 60s. So good, should get a little bit better. Yesterday I did post at least currently one-off video on the Fisher Online. I get the feeling I'll be recording a little bit more of that. Right now it'll just be as I have time. I may do a little bit of recording that instead of Russian Fishing 4. I don't know. We'll see. But it seems like there's at least some interest. It was fun. I want to play a little bit more at least. So I look forward to that. There will not be an episode of that today. I don't have time. I had to wrap up the year for work, so maybe next week I'll have some time to record a little bit of that. I should. This weekend we'll play things a bit by ear as far as what I can and can't record. I expect to be able to at least get my typical 2 daily videos out. It is Christmas holidays, or Christmas this weekend. Sunday is Christmas, so probably will record those in the morning and then go see my mom and try and get home before we get a little bit more snow. I did get started, obviously, right around midnight. So, kind of the worst time to get started for the day. Probably a perch or Vendace here. Looks like a decent bendy. Yep, 152 gram Vendace. It's a marker. I'm happy with that. I did not go replace the Dodger crank we lost. My thought is let's just get the silver for the new rod and reel and then buy the replacement when I do that. Because we've got just shy of 3,500. I think we need in the vicinity of 5,000. Which I know that sounds like a lot, but it opens up a lot of good fishing, and we'll be using that reel for a long, long time. Honestly, my Steam account that I started back in 2019, when I came back, right before I started recording these videos, I started playing again, and I have 2 HSVs on my level 31 account. So actually, I think I just hit 32 today. Had a few minutes to log in while eating lunch today, and was able to get my happy hour completed over there. Actually, my double happy hour, because I've got premium on that account right now, and I forgot about that. So I ended up having to fish while on a call, which is not exactly fun. I don't recommend it, especially since I was hooking into some pretty good Was over on Bear hooking into some 18, 19 kilo fish. Almost ended up with a trophy common carp. I was 100 grams off. 19 kilos and 900 grams. 20 kilos is a trophy. And that was on an HSV, so on a 15 kilo reel. It's probably more like a 14 or a 13 right now because they're a bit worn. Another good Vendace. Did get a good grayling there too, so between the grayling and the rainbow, we're probably at 40 silver. Around 40 silver, I'd say. I think this is about 30 and this is about 10. I could always be wrong. We'll see. I'm debating if I just want to throw spinners on and just try and catch as many fish as we can rather than trying to aim for some. You know what? I am actually going to do that. Big kilo on. I did not look at the cafe. I just realized before we got started, so it is what it is there. And let's just double a kilo it. I didn't change the casting distance on one, so it's a little bit further behind. Decent laker. Not quite a marker though, unfortunately. This will be good fish. course, it's going to get stuck on the island. Got to change the distance on that again. Just what went through my mind right there. I honestly think I have this fish beached on the island right now. But it hasn't glitched into the island. It almost looks like it has. Nope, it's up on on the island. $1.7 kilo Laker. So if there's a typical 4 1.6 kilo Lakers, we've got one so far. Downside is with the plan, I just realized it is a cold day and a cloudy day, so I don't think the fish are going to be topside as much. So let's try. What do I want to try? Let's try the Hunter 003. Go real old school. See if we can't get some quarry char. Again, this week is going to be pretty wonky as far as records go because of fish migration during the week. Not too bad. I mean, the balsa minnow, of course. Let's try the big black spinner. And it starts off with a big old Vendy. 296, nice fish. I actually thought it was going to be bigger than that. It's decent eyed. Just realized I was way off course from where I wanted to be. Small Arctic. Uh, 21 minutes, 15 fish so far, but that did include the overnight hours, so I'm not entirely surprised. Good grayling here. Wasn't quite as big as I thought it was going to be, but I'll say it was a good grayling. Good old fish stories. Sorry about that. Had a candy bar I was munching on. Decent Vendace, small perch there. You what I think you are? You are. 491 gram Vendace. I think that's just short of a trophy. I think that's 9 grams short. Was opening up the spreadsheet to look what a trophy Vendy is. Another good one. May just turn around right here and go the opposite direction. In fact, let's do this. Pull this in real quick. We'll put the black spiker on it. Small perch on there while we were turning around. Non-marker Vendy. Non-marker Laker. Actually, that was a marker Laker. Yeah, 1.35. I did not think that was that big. Insert obligatory inappropriate comment here. Another good Vendace. Yep, 500 grams is a trophy bendy. So we were 9 grams off. That's always frustrating to be so close. I had 2 back-to-back 1 gram off trophies before, so can't complain too much. Speaking of trophies, maybe. I don't think this is quite that big, but this is definitely around a kilo. It's 1.6 is a trophy perch. 1.15. Ooh, don't want to turn the direction I was going to. Marker Vendy got up to 55.5, which open drop shot it looked like, and power control where you can hold control. You can go slower up the casting. Excuse me. Slowing up the casting tree. Got the hiccups all of a sudden. I don't think it's a marker. It's a marker Vendy. I'll take it. Ooh. Had that thing out of the water and it just dove. I'm surprised. Get up here, Laker. Get up here. Probably a 2 kilo, 2.5 kilo. Not bad. That's 2 if there's a 1.6 Laker order. I didn't look. There may be. At this rate, I kind of hope there's a big Vendace order. Since I'm turning to the right, cast it off that way, so It hopefully doesn't go completely straight down, but ended up hooking something anyway. Looks like a small laker. I think two's got something on it too. With the sun coming out, let's go back over to the green lure there. This bigger black one's doing pretty good. Inappropriate joke. Another good Vendace. No, this was a small grayling. My bad. Decent perch. Good news is today I don't even really have to look up at how long I'm recording because the game will tell me when I've been recording for 60 minutes. Since there's happy hour. Might be a marker grayling. It is. Ticket, probably 3 silver. Small acre. Small perch. Don't even need to look at this one. Below 200 grams. I think it was 160. Small acre. And I kind of expect smaller fish right now since I am using spinners. Although the one over on rod 2 is a pretty big spinner. It's size 8 hooks on rod 1. Size 1 hooks over on 2. So that is a pretty big spinner. I have another big... Oh, I've got a big spiker. I'm going to try the bigger spiker. We'll see if I just killed my bite rate doing that. I actually remember buying that spiker accidentally. And not realizing it was too big until I cast it. So I couldn't return it. Not a bad marker perch. Another good Vendace. No, that was an Ide. Misread it again. Or misidentified, not misread. Decent Arctic. Small lake here, just short of a marker. Small perch there. You may have noticed I waited until there's a little less tension on the bar to do the shift or control right click to lock this sevan in. Or not lock it in, but help set the hook. Nice fish. You don't really, when there's a lot of tension on it, you can't really do a jerk motion like that to set the hook. So I'll usually wait until it's out of the red before I even try to control right click. Like right now, I'm control right clicking and nothing's happening because the fish is pulling too hard. Now, there. When you saw it drop, I was able to control right click and try and set the hook a little bit. Sounds like I may have a good fish on the other line too. I do have a fish on the other line. so used to fishing carp with oversized gear because I'm using better rods and better reels that I'm sitting here going, why can't I set the friction brake to 29 easily? That's because this thing's almost maxing out the mechanism already. So an HSV is 15 kilo friction brake, and it's somewhere around 30 for a mechanism. So I can put bigger and better line on it and not worry about breaking the reel. And I know I've said it before. Kilted Jock is a Russian Fishing Force streamer. If you just Google Kilted Jock, kilted like the Scottish men's skirt type clothing, jock like a football player. You can find his Google sheet that has a lot of good information. When I went and looked up what a trophy Vendace was, that's where I went. He's got good information. So the mech weight is a hidden value. You don't see it when you look at the reel. You only see the friction brake. So he's got that. He's working on adding all the rods to it as well right now. He's got some, I'm not going to call them fishing points, but places where he's got distances mapped out for you on a lot of the maps. He keeps the Christmas reels in the spreadsheet year round, so you can kind of plan for them. Even though I will say, if you look at his spreadsheet, I haven't looked at it today as far as the reels go, but he's got the Overlord, which is a Christmas reel. It's a really good one. He's got it listed at 1,800 silver. It's really 18,000. If you have half a brain, you should be able to tell that just by looking at where it falls in his spreadsheet, because it's very low for an 8,000 series reel, and its price per kilogram is stupid low. If it was 1,800, I would be stupid not to buy one. With it 18,000, it's not a bad reel. It's got a lot of capacity. It's got one of the biggest spools in the game. But at 18,000, we're not going to get there before the end of the fair. So, I'm not going to aim for that. I don't know what we have on here, but we got a pretty good fish. We got a pretty good fish over on one, too. Got to be getting close to the island. Yep, I'm glad I turned when I did. Big old Laker, probably 3 kilo, just about. Another 2 kilo Laker. That one pulled harder than I thought it should. I was thinking that was another 3 kilo-ish. One, two, three. So we do have 4 over 1.6 if that order's out there. Small Laker there, nothing too impressive. Ooh. I stopped at a gas station to get a fountain drink, and I think it was either a brand new cherry add-in box they had just put on or the end of one, because it's a little more cherry than usual. I'm okay with that. Cherry Coke, 150 gram Vindy. Really, Cherry Coke Zero. Gotta love quick trips. Walked in today, and I was there earlier this week getting a drink, and they had remodeled some of the interior of the store. In the past couple days, I was walked in, just kind of stopped and stared over at the guys working there, and they're like, "Yeah, we just remodeled. You're not insane." 127 gram bendy there, not bad. Marker perch. Got 56 fish. Coming up on 50 minutes, so not bad. Got a lot of small fish, but a lot of good markers because of the Vendace. And then good rainbow, decent sevan, couple of decent Lakers. I think we got one decent Arctic char too. Speaking of decent Lakers, 3.5 and barely fought. That 2 kilo one fought harder than that 3.5 kilo one did. Accidentally control right clicked instead of just normal right clicked. Pretty sure even without the cafe, we're over 100 silver for the day. That does guarantee us at least a fish a minute on this episode. Actually curious, what is my 72 is the max in a day? Don't think we're gonna get there. It's possible, but unlikely. This might be another kilo-ish. I think it's a little short though. Way short. I did not think it was only 400 gram. I was thinking it was 900 grams. Another marker perch. 321 grams. FWR with the weekly record ultralight common carp at 696 grams. I don't think I've ever seen a common carp that small. Non-marker 7. Kind of want to get the fish I have on 2 in before the end of happy hour. because I think it's better than the fish on rod 1. And it's in an area that I've caught a lot of sevens before, so I'm hoping it's a sevan. It's a Laker. Decent Laker there. I'm intentionally turning to the right here so that I keep the... Should have switched over to 1. This was the 7. Nice 7. 2.4 kilo sevan. 14,000 XP. I'm intentionally turning to the right to keep this line straight. If I had turned to the left, it would have dropped down. So basically, to keep that one spinning, I turned to the right. I think today's going to be a pretty good silver day. I didn't see a fish on there. I honestly thought I may have forgotten to lock it. That's why I picked that reel up. I brought up, reel up, whatever. Maybe a marker perch. Not quite though. And there's the end of happy hour. Interesting, that actually happened before we hit 60 minutes recording. And you heard me cast it out. It wasn't quite an hour. And it was definitely after midnight before I started fishing. Interesting. Oh well, nice 67 fish for the day. Let's go see if we got anything for the cafe. No gibbles, no roaches. Definitely got 6 small perch. And don't need to see how much they're worth over at the fish market because they're not worth enough. So there's 19 silver, no commons, no pellets, no brown trout, no bream, no pike, no burbots, and no whitefish. 20 silver over at the cafe. I'm going to say 140 silver. 158. Better than I thought. 27 on the rainbow that I thought was around 30. 20 on the 7. 12 on the grayling that I thought was around 10. Other 7 was only with 5. Wow. Perch was worth a decent amount. Vendace were, I mean, almost the trophy. If this had been 9 grams more, it would have been over 15 silver. Is what it is. 178 silver on the day. Still a little bit short of where I want to be for new rod, new reel, because it's 2,800 for the HSV, 1,000 for the rod, 1,000-ish for a rod, and then line. So got a little ways to go. 3,800, 4,000 is where I'm looking at. So another little over 300 silver. So appreciate everyone watching. We'll be back again tomorrow. Hope you all have good tight lines, and we'll see you then. Bye bye now.